Hi.
Rogan. Joe Rogan sitting in today.
What's up?
What's happening, man?
I'm sorry I'm late, but I had a... What's up, dude?
Cool.
I wrote a tirade about Carlos Mencia on my website this morning.
I was reading
stayed up
that.
all night. I stayed up all night. I got to my hotel room at like, I don't know, like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, let me just like sleep for like an hour. And I'm like, fuck, I gotta write this. So I sat down at like 5 o'clock in the morning. I had a Red Bull. This was like number 3.
You wrote that this morning?
Pot lollipop.
Wait, what is that lollipop?
It's a pot lollipop.
Pot lollipop.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding.
What does it get you fucked up?
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, dude, if you don't smoke pot, this will put you on fucking Pluto. You'll be like pinned to Pluto, spinning around in space.
This is going to be the best show of the week. It is 7:17, and I am guaranteeing this is the best radio show of the week.
This is why I stayed up. I got an email the other day from this guy in Tucson.
Shows up with a Red Bull and a pot lollipop.
Yeah.
Fuck it, bitch.
I guess
That's how you gotta roll.
I guess we just wrap up the whole gas talk.
What are you talking about, gas?
Well,
yeah, it's expensive. Let's move on.
No, really fast. Really fast. There's some dumb gas station in Jersey that's selling it for $2.67 instead of $2.87, and people are losing their minds over it. So,
wow.
And the news has to do a ton of coverage on it, and we're thinking of we're going to probably attack the live TV crews today down there. We'll see. I guess that's it. We'll get back to that some other day.
It's funny, you knew to drop it, yet you still went back into it like there was going to be something.
I'm a radio guy. I got to wrap it up a little bit. Just wrap it up.
Gotta make it tidy.
And acknowledge it like, okay, we're going to take that and we'll put it over here. Because look, all the phones are going crazy. Like, yeah, let's talk about gas for 20 minutes. Why people need premium. I got to talk to Eric in Colorado.
All right.
Eric. Hey, Eric.
Yeah.
Quickly, why do you need premium gas?
All 3 of my cars require premium unleaded.
What is that? What car?
I've got a 2001 Audi with a twin-turbo V6, and I've got a 2004 Dodge pickup with a Hemi that's a high-performance upgrades on it, and anything less than 91, which here in Colorado is 91 octane,
yeah.
They run like shit.
Really? What, your turbos?
Yeah.
So all your turbo vehicles need the premium?
Yeah.
Very good.
We've tried running
like I said,
no
one needs premium.
Yeah, well, we've tried running the lower grade, and the cars don't run worth a shit.
All right, you don't do the premium gas, do you, Joe?
Yeah.
You do?
I don't give a fuck.
I don't care.
You don't care. Attention.
Clear the phone lines. Joe Rogan's got some shit to get off his.
All right, so this is what happened. I get this email the other day from this guy who's a radio DJ in Tucson.
Ouch.
Who says that Carlos Mencia was talking shit about me on the radio. Do I want to listen to it? I say, okay. So he sends me the audio file. Mm-hmm. And it's Carlos basically saying that he came to the Comedy Store and that he went on after me and that everyone in the Comedy Store calls him the Punisher. Like, he's completely out of his fucking mind. And that the only reason why everybody says he steals jokes is because they're jealous. Which is insane, because have you ever heard anybody saying that Chris Rock steals jokes or Dave Chappelle steals jokes? No, but they're more jealous of Carlos Mencia than Chris Rock. All right, here's the problem with this guy. He lives in such a shallow glass house. Carlos Mencia claims to be Mexican. His name isn't even really Carlos Mencia. That's a fake name. His real ethnicity is he's half German and half Honduran. And his real name is Ned Holness. This is real. Wow. This is all real. Mitzi Shore invented the name Carlos Mencia to ingratiate him with the Latino community of Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. So this fucking retard.
Name is Ned?
Yeah, his name is Ned. Yeah. He's got a fake name. I mean, this guy's so fucking stupid. His whole reasoning for why people call him a thief is that they're jealous. They're jealous of him. This fake fucking Mexican living this fake life, stealing people's material. All right, so what he says is basically that...
I got the audio, by the way, if you want to go through it.
What, him on stage?
Yeah, no.
Of the show?
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
You want to do that, or what? It's short
We can. Sure, we can go on. But what's even better is what I did is I put the audio on my website, and I hired a personal cameraman. So my cameraman happened to be there the day Carlos claims that I was watching him from the stage, and instead what we have is me on stage and him watching me. Pacing around the room, watching me. The guy imitates everyone, including me, all the time. He steals from everyone, whether it's George Lopez or Paul Mooney or old Richard Pryor albums. The guy's a fucking idiot. And all he does is rehash other people's shit or rewrite other people's shit. You know, you do a joke about going to the fucking zoo, whatever it is. And if it kills, he'll do a joke about going to the zoo and just rewrite your shit. He's a weak-minded fucking simpleton, and he doesn't know that people know he's a weak-minded simpleton.
Wouldn't it be great to be able to get, like, hear this shit and then go like, fucking Rogan, I'm gonna kick his ass. But Rogan's such a fucking animal. You can't kick his ass.
Well, I mean, why would you want to kick my ass? Because I'm telling the truth? That's the crazy thing. I'm not running around saying that great comedians are shitheads. I love comedy, and there's the whole point. The thing that I wrote on my website, joerogan.net, the whole thing I wrote this morning at 5 o'clock in the morning with no sleep, is that I'm a huge fan of comedy. To this day, still am, always will be. You know, if I'm at the Comedy Store and Chris Rock shows up, dude, I'm the first person who wants to sit down. I want to watch great comedy. I love it. I love somebody who's got a unique point of view. I love somebody who comes up with some new shit that they crafted. I know this guy sat down on his computer and wrote this all out and tried it on stage in 15 different comedy clubs, and then boom, there it is. You're like, whoa! Like, I remember when Rock was at the Comedy Store, he was working out his Oscar shit. Dude, like me and like 10 other guys sat in the back of the room, fucking howling, loving it. Love comedy. Hate fucking thieves! That's all it is! I hate fucking thieves! Does it fucking infuriate you?
I know the kind of, I don't know Ned.
Just call him the phony Mexican or Carlos Mencia. That's what we call him.
What he's talking about, like, the most brutal thief isn't the guy who just takes your whole joke. It's almost like Mad Libs. Like, they'll just, like, say he's saying you go to the zoo and you got a bit about a gorilla. He makes it an orangutan. You know what I mean? Yeah. He was taking
Dane Cook did that to me.
He was taking a dump.
Dane Cook did that to me. He did it on Premium Blend. He did my joke about fucking tigers. He did it with rhinos. Genius. Fucking genius. You know, there's so much of that shit going on. It's fucking insane.
It happens in radio all the time, too.
Of course it does.
But the new thing in radio is like, everyone steals from everyone, so it's okay.
Fuck that it is. You know, I love when you guys do something, you credit people. That's the way to do it. And that other douchebag that was, you know, doing your shit on Channel 152 that you guys were torturing for a few days.
Jim Phillips?
Yeah, that fucking idiot. That was
fun, wasn't
beautiful. That was one of the last shows I listened to before I got a new car, and I have to get XM in my new car.
Joe, you ever have somebody come up to you, right? You just did your set, you killed, some bit just killed, and somebody comes up to you and is like, yeah, you know, I used to do some shit like that.
And you know they're lying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I used to do a bit like that, but it's a little different. You don't have to worry about it. You can just still do it. You can still do it.
Thank you. They give you permission.
Weak-minded cocksucker.
You know the best one I ever got? I had a guy actually say, you know what, I was thinking of doing some shit like that.
That's funny.
It's just like, after I said it?
And then, coincidentally, they bring back their old material that they never did in the first place because they now set it up by saying that they used to do that material.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
And what's really brutal is comedy clubs don't do anything about it, man. I mean, it's just the most frustrating thing in the world for a comic to know that your art, what you do, what you put out, is supporting this club, keeping it together. But these people are like fucking cannibals, and they hire these scumbags, these fucking thieves, these just fucking simpleton cocksuckers who can't come up with anything. These weak-minded motherfuckers who just rehash your shit. And these comedy clubs hire them, and they expect you to all work it out. They expect, I've actually heard that argument. Hey, you guys gotta work that out with yourself. You fucking know he's a thief! You fucking know! No one calls someone a thief that's not a thief. There's not one person I've ever heard called a thief that's not a thief. Have you? Have you ever heard one person called a thief that's not a thief? It doesn't exist! There's thieves and there's regular comedians, but those thieves, they fucking make it through. They sneak through the net. Somehow or another, because the comics don't do anything about it, because the club owners don't do anything about it, these motherfuckers, they swim upstream, and they make it. Yeah. And they have millions of dollars, and they're driving fucking fancy cars, and everybody goes, well, you're just fucking jealous. And you're just sitting there going, holy shit. Holy shit. Is this for real? Is this for real?
I guess in comedy, it's just completely accepted.
It's not! These people are fucking pussies. They're afraid. afraid. They're afraid of conflict. They're afraid of standing up.
It's less accepted in comedy than radio, definitely, because these guys are always bitching behind the scenes.
Yeah, but they're bitching behind the scenes. But then, like you said, the comedy clubs don't do it. Well, yeah, comedy clubs. The comic is probably the last priority in the comedy club. Like, it's just get someone in there that's going to make these people fucking pay.
Right.
And that's pretty much their priority.
Oh yeah,
they don't care about the comics or the fucking, like, they're supposed to be some kind of ethics or some kind of, you guys are supposed to work things out.
Yeah, we're supposed
How many asses are in the seats? How many asses are you putting in those seats?
That's it. How many asses are in the seats?
Well, let's play this audio, because now everyone is very interested in what Carlos Mencia had to say.
And you can go to my website.
Show.
It's all up, along with the video that my cameraman got of Carlos watching me in the back of the room, all that shit.
And if you ask nicely, he'll tell you how to get the pot lollipops.
You got to get a prescription.
A prescription?
Yeah, I have a prescription.
Are you
medical
shitting
marijuana.
me? They
No.
are prescription
I went
lollipops.
to a doctor. I said I have headaches. He said, when do you have headaches? I said, whenever I think about the fact that pot's illegal. And they just fucking write you out a piece of paper, and you go to a cannabis club, and you can buy weed. And
A cannabis club?
Dude, I have pot soda. I have pot lollipops. If you just were locked in my house, you could get high for 6 months. You would never have to leave.
I've never seen those at a pharmacy, though.
No, they don't exist at pharmacies.
How do you get a prescription? Will you take a prescription to a dealer?
I'm gonna be at there's I forgot where it's playing. Shit, it's at my it's on my laptop. There's the Stony Awards are in New York City Wednesday night, and Fear Factor won for best. It's the High Times Awards.
All right.
Fear Factor won for best reality show, and I won for best reality show host. And so go there, wherever the fuck it is, and people show you how to do it.
I wasn't able to watch Fear Factor for the longest time because I can't fucking stomach the people eating shit. But for some reason now, I've broken through. I don't know what happened. There was like nothing on. I'm flipping around. I see Rogan. I'm like, all right. And it wasn't an eating thing. It was like they're fucking dangling from a chopper waiting for their leg to fall off or something. And Rogan's laughing at them. And I'm watching, and I kind of get into it. I get caught up. And they get to a fucking maggot eating portion, and now I'm involved in these people in the competition, so I can't just tune away. Because now I saw who won the fucking dangling from the helicopter thing. Yeah. And now I've broken through and I can watch this. And Joe is just as disgusted as I am watching this shit.
I don't know if he is, though.
He is so disgusted. I've seen him skeeve out at this shit.
He's a good actor.
I don't act.
It's not the eating stuff definitely disturbs him.
Yeah.
It smells so bad, and it's all real. They're all really gagging and shit. They have mouthfuls of maggots.
They're eating horse assholes.
Yeah, and I'm like, you can do it. Hang in there.
Shove it in your mouth. Come on, you're almost there. And they're eating horse assholes. Big round meat donuts of horse ass.
You gotta eat. And you're not lying. You're not lying.
8 more. You can do it.
Seconds. Come on.
Yeah.
They're gagging.
And I can't even believe it's a
Holy
fucking
shit.
job.
I know.
I show up for work every day going, really? Really?
They haven't caught on to this yet. All right, one more.
Are you amazed how long the show's been on now?
I thought it was going to be canceled
It
immediately.
seemed like it would be like
a
maybe an 8-week run or something like that.
Yeah,
It's been on for years now.
6 seasons.
And I thought when they...
6 seasons.
6 seasons.
This is season 6 we're working on.
I thought when they brought the fucking kids on, and I swear to you that it was a joke. I thought I switched, maybe Mad TV or something, and I thought it was a joke because I said, there is no way they are going to allow children to dangle from helicopters, to fucking fall in the ocean, to eat fucking maggots, or and there they are, actual little children. With Rogan, just the cheerleader there. Come on, kids! We're going to run you through a combine and then have you spit out the other side.
The crazy thing is, it's a huge show with kids.
Yeah.
It's a really big show with families because there's no nudity and there's no violence, which is rare on television. So the whole family can sit around and watch everybody gag on animal
I saw one where these little kids had to jump. They're being towed by these boats. There's 3 of these little round rafts, and they had to jump from one to the other and give the father a flag, and then the father had to jump back and put the flag back again. Well, this one kid does a perfect job. He's hanging onto the edge. The father gets the flag. He hits the kid and knocks him clean off the fucking raft so he can win. So he can get just
threw his kid into the water. The boat's doing like 40. He didn't care. Kid's gone. I'm howling. I'm howling. How is this even allowed?
You and me both.
Oh, it's
me
amazing.
sitting on the dock going, whoa. For real?
And then the
real
chicks
job.
they get on there.
Yeah, are you banging those chicks?
Way too many problems with that.
You know,
I would gather that would be the wrong thing to do.
Paula Abdul.
It's not a good.
Yeah, I would guess that would be a bad thing
move.
to do.
Bad
you
move.
can look though, you can gawk,
Yeah, you
and they don't have enough shots to cut away from you not gawking sometimes.
Gawk openly. Fuck it. Everybody knows I'm a pervert. Good. Film me.
You're going to a reaction shot of some guy just going by in a boat because they don't have any footage of him not looking at her tits.
Someone wants to know if you ever threw up there.
Yeah, I threw up once at home. Actually, I've never thrown up on the set. One time during the first season, there was this chick who was drinking a mouthful of worms. She was a glass full of worms, and she got them in her mouth, and she tried to swallow, and she like violent, like a cat, like you know, when a cat just pukes up the hair, and just this violent noise, and she couldn't touch it with her hands, so she's like scooping it up with the glass,
man.
and she gets it back in her mouth again. Her hand is fucking shaking, and she's sweating, and tears are coming out of her mouth, and she's gagging. I'm at home, I just I put my finger over my mouth, it's running down my hand, I ran into the sink, just chucked my burrito all over the sink. My girlfriend is laughing her fucking ass off. She was just crying.
One of the worst things.
Joe comes on. How was your day at work? Oh, they had this.
Well, it was on television.
Projectile vomits.
Watching it live didn't do it to me, but watching it on television with the close-ups and the music, like every time they're like gagging the music, I'm like, no.
The worst is when those maggots are put in the fucking blender and pureed into this white nastiness, this yellow pus-like consistency with just maggot shell all mixed in, and they have to drink it. The smell,
I think I would rather do that than actually have them alive in my mouth.
Really?
Crawling around. I've never seen the maggot.
When I have to transfer it from one thing to another.
Oh, that's nothing.
The big mouthful.
Mouthfuls are nothing, because you spit it out, you hold it and you spit it out. It's the swallowing. That's the hard part.
And then the meat byproducts that you guys come up with the horse's ass and the other thing.
Can't do horse
people
anymore.
eat that.
Can't do horse
really?
anymore.
Why is
Too many
that?
people complained.
Really?
Too many horse lovers.
Oh my God, Peter!
Yeah, no, horse lovers.
Well, Peter must just hate the show anyway.
You know what was really funny, very ironic, was Wendy's was a big complainer. They complained, and they suggested that we never do that again. Meanwhile, they kill like a fucking 100 million cows a year.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't that insane? Like, don't kill those horses.
Don't do what? Oh, don't kill the
horses.
horses.
We don't even kill them. I mean, we
just find the
people
parts.
eat horses. It's a common
And
thing.
a lot of the horses used for other things,
Wait,
and I'm sure the stuff that you're using for them to eat is supposed to be used for other stuff.
I don't know, man. Wasn't that an episode
Not
of
in
All
this
in the
country,
Family?
right?
Wasn't that an episode of All in the Family? Edith served Archie some horse,
Right,
and it was
right.
cheaper than steak, and he enjoyed it. And there was like a lot of guilt involved. She had
And it
to
was
know.
all Meathead making horse jokes as he was eating it. Yeah.
Sure. All right, should we play the audio?
Sure.
Let's expose this motherfucker.
Well, I want to hear what this is all about. Carlos Mencia on the Frank Show in Arizona there.
So what were you going to ask me that you got all interested in?
We were talking about your website, and you said there's like hate mail and stuff on there.
Oh, I get great hate mail.
What? What's it about? In regards to what?
Great hate mail. Well, I got a flood recently because somebody went on Joe Rogan's website and asked him about me, and then he said that the Force was weak with me, basically saying that I'm not, all that.
What does that mean? The Force?
The Star Wars.
Yeah.
The Force is weak with him.
What is he trying to say?
Whatever. That I suck. And so then he put a link to my website, so a bunch of his fans came on the website and just put a bunch of hate mail on there. And I had to school him because I've been doing comedy longer than him.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If anybody took anybody's style, it wouldn't be me, him. It would be him, me.
Right.
Because I was the one with HBO specials in 1994.
Right.
Nobody knew who Joe Rogan was in 94.
I didn't know who he was.
Yeah, and Loco Slam in 93. Nobody knew who he was. And Comedy Compadres in 92.
By the way, pause it real quick. Pause it real
Stop.
quick. Totally different style back then than he has now. By the way,
Yeah.
totally different style. Different. Much more the Latino angle. Much different. Much influenced now by a bunch of other people, including me. All right, go ahead.
And Comedy Compadres in 92, and Star Search in 91.
Star Search.
Star Search champion in 91. Thank you very much. Yes.
4 stars from the judges.
So I'm just saying, hey, I won. That's all that matters, Whitey. Why you gotta bring a beaner down, dude? Why you gotta bring me? Did you get 3.5 stars? Hey, I got the championship, bitch. How about that? Why you gotta technicalities?
Even if no one showed up, he still won.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
That's the first clip.
That's the first clip.
Comment?
Okay, well, you know, whatever. That's you won Star Search. Holy shit, didn't Sinbad win Star Search? Does that really fucking mean anything? You know, here's the point. He's trying to justify what everybody knows. That he's a thief and that he's a hack, and, you know, he's upset at me. I didn't put the link on his site. A bunch of people found his show to be very derivative, and they were on my message board, and they were talking about how much he sounds like me. And they asked me about him. I didn't want to deal with it. You know, what do you think about Carlos? Blah, blah, blah. I just wrote, the force is weak with him. I'm being fucking nice. That's all I was doing. I was being nice. By saying the force is weak with him, that is nice. Compared to what this guy really is. He's a fucking thief. That's all it is. Alright, so I'm just trying to avoid some bullshit. I don't want to deal with it, man. You know, whatever. I'm in the middle of 50,000 fucking things. I write that. I type that out. What's that? And then, apparently that was it. Well, I fucking heard enough. So he goes on this show. This guy's living in the thinnest walled glass house in the history of the fucking comedy world. Ever. I mean, these guys got a fake fucking name, a fake ethnicity, and he's a joke thief. There's nothing genuine about him. And yet this dumb motherfucker thinks he's going to get on the air in Tucson, and I'm not going to hear about it. But thank God this guy, Frank, emails me and sends me this. Kudos to that guy. That guy, that's a fucking nice move.
All right, let's go to the next clip here.
So, no, but I'm tired of it, dude, because I've been nice to that guy all the time.
Yeah.
And that dude, you know, what happens is, we go to the Comedy Store, right, where I haven't been in years.
Right.
And everybody walks around saying Joe Rogan is the man.
Right.
Right? But they're saying that because they haven't seen me.
Right.
So then I go in there and I show them what can be done, and they walk around and go, oh my God, everything I heard about Carlos is right. That guy is sick. Nope. I mean, I'll walk into the Comedy Store, dude, after legends walk in there.
Right.
At like 1 o'clock in the morning in front of 12 drunk people.
Sure.
And I'll get a standing ovation.
Right.
Because I love that place.
Sure.
I mean, it just, dude, it's just, oh.
Yeah.
And then all the comics want, that's where I got the nickname The Punisher.
Right.
I got the nickname The Punisher because, who was in there? Oh yeah.
Let me make this up real quick. Oh yeah. First of all, nobody calls that guy the Punisher. They call him the phony Mexican, or they call him Carlos Mencia. That's all anybody calls him. If you go to the Comedy Store, that's what you hear. Oh, dude, the phony Mexican's here. Or Carlos Mencia's here. And what happens? Everybody gets nervous because Carlos sits in the back of the room with a fucking tape recorder and watches people's sets.
I had never heard of the Punisher.
Oh yeah. Chris Rock was on stage.
All right.
And I was with some buddies, and they were like, man, Chris Rock is unbelievable.
They're all like creaming their pants over Chris Rock.
Yeah. And I went, he's great. He's awesome. And I disappeared. And I told the guys, I want to go on after Chris. So I went on after Chris, and I just destroyed the room.
Yeah.
And then from that point on, all the comics are like, that's the guy. That's the guy, man. He's the one. The Punisher right there.
That is so fucking insane. If you knew the atmosphere of the Comedy Store and how much that guy is loathed, this would be hysterical. When he shows up, everybody goes, ooh. That's what everybody goes, this motherfucker. And a few guys, like, they'll open for him on the road every now and then. It's like, hey, Carlos, what's up? You know, they just want that $120 check every now and then. You know, just thinking how much Raymond Pride fucking noodles they can buy with it. That's it. There's no only people to talk to him.
Oh, man.
Oh, I get, he steals other comics' material.
That we've heard a lot.
Yes.
Put these rumors to rest. Well, we get comics who come in here and have made those comments before.
But they make them because they can't explain why I'm funnier than them.
Right.
So whoever said that?
Was that part of Joe Rogan's shtick with you, though? That, cause didn't Joe out Dennis Leary on Howard Stern and all that?
Hold on, wait, real quick.
I think that...
First of all, I outed Dennis Leary in Playboy magazine, and then I didn't even bring it up.
We talked about that.
Someone called it up when I was on Howard. Yeah. Someone called in, and they brought it up, and I said, okay, here's what happened. And I always tell everybody that I was a Dennis Leary fan. When I first started out doing comedy in Boston, I remember the first time I saw Leary, I was like, holy shit, this guy's fucking awesome. This guy's really funny. And then I saw Hicks, and I was like, okay, what the fuck's going on? These guys are doing the same shit. And then I talked to all the comics in Boston, all the old school comics, and they all said Leary's a thief. And I was like, whoa. I was like, well, why are they hiring him? Well, that's just the way it goes. I was like, holy shit. Holy shit. And you know what? No one ever wanted to listen to someone who nobody knew who the guy was. You know, when I was on news radio, if I was running around yelling Dennis Leary's a thief, everybody would be like, fuck you, who the fuck are you? You know, and then finally, you know, like, people knew who I was, and they asked me when I did this Playboy magazine interview, you know, what do you hate about comedy? What bothers me? I'll tell you what I hate. I hate fucking joke thieves. Do you want to name joke thieves? I said, fuck it, yeah. These are the people that steal. And I started going off about Dennis Leary, about how much it bothered me, and how much it freaked me out that this guy could just take somebody's ideas and rework them and make a career out of it. It's fucking crazy.
Dennis Leary's first album was so similar to the Bill Hicks stuff. It was
same
scary.
material.
It was scary.
But then you look at Locked and Loaded, the last one that he did after Bill died, and it's a fucking steaming pile of shit. It's awful. Because that's Dennis's real thoughts. That's his real creative material. That's his real shit.
Leary on Howard Stern and all that. I think that's what happened.
See, those guys want to put me down because they got nothing. They got nothing on me.
Yeah.
They got nothing on me.
So then they just throw that out there.
Here's how I could prove it to you. I mean, to anybody. I don't have the time to steal other people's material if I wanted to.
What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does I don't have the time to steal material, but what, you have the time to write material, you fucking asshole? What does that even mean? I don't have the time to steal material. That is the most insane defense I've ever heard in my life. I don't have the time to steal material. Whoa! Whoa! But yet you're sitting in the back of the fucking room every time I'm on stage watching me. My whole fucking set. And I got it on videotape, you cocksucker! And it's on JoeRogan.net, and anybody can watch. Anybody can watch you watching me. Hey, and me watching you bomb for about 30 seconds and leaving the room.
Get that up there. I want to see this now.
You can watch it. My cameraman made a whole video. Because keep playing. I'll explain the whole thing.
Buddy, I don't have the time to steal other people's material if I wanted to.
Right.
Let's just theoretically say that I wanted to steal other people's material. The past 10 years, I've been doing the road 50 weeks a year.
Right.
50 weeks a year.
So you don't have time.
I couldn't be in two places at the same time if I wanted to steal your act. I couldn't.
So why guys
pause
like
that for a second. I did a one-man show in Aspen, and this is when I hated this motherfucker, and we had words at the Comedy Store, and he knew I hated him, and yet he came in while I was standing there waiting to go on stage in Aspen at the Comedy Festival, he came into the room and sat down and watched my entire fucking set. He knew I hated him. He knew that he hated me, and yet he came there and he watched, like he does with everybody. He sits and he watches, and he just cherry picks. Just cherry picks ideas. How can I rework that? How can I fit that into my Beaner material? How can I fit that into this? That's what he does.
I wanted to steal your act. I couldn't.
So why are guys like Joe...
And secondly, they can't do my jokes.
So why are they saying that?
Oh, those jokes are so fucking hard to do! Fuck! Black people! Fuck! White people! Fuck! What's up, white people? Come on, take a joke! Fuck! Those jokes are so fucking hard to do. You fucking craftsman! You goddamn fucking genius! Would you compare white people to Mexicans? That is insane! How do you do that? How do you rework Paul Mooney's material, take out the word nigger, and put in Mexican? That is fucking genius! Where do you come up with these thoughts? Are you taking DMT? Are you lying in an isolation tank? Are you tripping on mushrooms? Where are you getting this creative burst of fucking genius? Please, tell us, oh Punisher. Please, tell us. Hey, you fucked up, asshole. You talked about me on the radio. You gave me, it's open season on phony Mexicans, you fucking piece of shit. Sorry, carry on. This is the pot lollipop talking.
How many more Red Bulls are you going to have this morning? That's all I need to know.
one, dude.
That lollipop's
filled with
some
hate.
other shit, too.
Yeah.
The hatred.
The lollipop's almost gone.
You know what? This is
The
10
Red
years
Bull.
of this kind of hate, man. I've watched this guy for 10 years do this shit. 10 years steal from everybody, man.
So why are they saying that? Why are they making these
Because
comments?
that's the only way they feel better about themselves. That's the only way they can explain why I do better than them.
Why aren't they saying it about other comics, though? Why you?
Because those other comics aren't that funny.
Oh, Chris Rock, no, that guy's not that funny. That Dave Chappelle guy, that guy fucking sucks. Dave Attell, what the fuck is that guy funny? Come on, Jim Norton, who the fuck says that guy's funny?
Bill, comment?
I mean...
Step up!
I live out here, man. I never...
Step up!
I've never seen the dude.
It's that East Coast, West Coast thing.
Dude,
right?
no, it's one of those things. Everything he's saying, I've heard time and time again, but, I heard the same shit. Robin Williams, they always say that shit about him, but it's like, I never seen it.
You know what the real problem is?
Yeah, they say Robin Williams is a huge thief.
I'm sure he is. Everybody that I know that have ever seen him back in the day said he was a thief. Steve Pearl, who's a guy who was at the Comedy Store all the time, said Robin stole a bunch of his shit and had to give him checks for it. But you know what? None of Robin's peers ever stepped up. None of Robin's, none of those guys that were like big comics back then ever got on the radio and say, this guy's a piece of shit. No one ever published an article in a magazine. Nobody ever stepped up or wrote a book about it. Nobody ever put an article on their webpage. Nobody ever stopped it. Nobody who had the power to stop it ever stood up, because they don't want to distract from their own career. They don't want to, focus on, the possibility they might be jealous of this person. They want to just, do their own shit and just try to hope he doesn't steal from them. Like Jay Leno said, just write faster than they can fucking steal. Write faster. How about kill them and bury them in the fucking woods? Write faster than they can steal?
I'm 5 minutes away from doing the rest of the show as loud as him.
I'm sorry. Fucking Joe Rogan!
Dude, no, I'm loving the energy. Come on, let's go!
So fucking mad. Because it's happened to me a bunch of times, and you write something, and Bill, you can back me up on this. You know what it's like. You get a bit, and you...
Yes, I do.
Bill Burr doesn't have a network show yet, so...
you come up with an idea, you tweak it, you find the right way to
West
do
Coast,
it.
man. I don't... You know what I mean? I can't... But
it's not even him. I'm talking about joke thieves in general.
There is a West Coast, East Coast comedy thing going on, too.
There's no joke thieves on the East Coast, right?
No, I'm just saying that,
cool.
I would trash a guy if the dude stole one of my jokes. I saw him do it. I definitely knew it. I've heard all this shit about Carlos, but, my whole career has been out here. I don't even get half it. I didn't know what a fucking beaner was. That's like when he's like, I know what you're thinking. They finally gave a beaner a show. And my girl looked over at me. She goes, what's a beaner? That's my only thing about him. He does his act like everybody grew up right outside of San Diego.
All right, we got 2 more clips here. They're short.
It's true. You're right, actually, Frank. It was Joe Rogan to Dennis Leary.
Yeah.
And Dennis Leary actually came out and called him out on it.
Yeah.
And Joe just cowered.
Why is Joe...
Hysterical.
You didn't cower.
By the way.
I was following that whole thing.
There's no cowering, dude. From Dennis Leary, was he going to cough on me? What's going to happen?
That's an easy one. You could just get all the CDs and see which one was done
there's
first.
No cowering. You know what, man? I
get
came
Bill
out,
Hicks' Relentless, and then get Dennis Leary's first album, and you'll see.
And I'm aware of this. Yeah, and I'm aware of this really intimately, because the producer of all of Bill's albums is Bill's best friend, Kevin Booth, who's a really good friend of mine. So I got straight information right from Kevin, who told me exactly what Bill was going through, how Bill was freaking out, about how Bill and Dennis were friends in the clubs, and he couldn't fucking believe that Dennis was doing his shit, and Dennis is doing shit that he did on an album, and he's doing his No Cure for Cancer thing. He's like, this is insane. Like, how do I stop this?
Was it just accepted back then?
No, man. Just nobody did anything. Nobody stepped up and said, hey, fuck you. Nobody stepped up. Nobody stepped up.
No,
That's what it is.
Once you get to the point, if you're putting, asses in the seats,
Yeah.
they don't care.
So it's up to you guys to kind of like police
Club
the thing.
owners don't give a fuck.
But what about you guys policing the thing, making it
That's
uncomfortable?
what I'm doing
for these
right
guys?
now. That's what I'm doing right now.
Take him to the octagon.
That's what we're doing right now.
Take him to the octagon, Joe.
We're making the phony Mexican uncomfortable right now, and I want everyone to know.
UFC rules. Come on.
But
Kick some ass.
You need a lot more of the, your fellow comedians to step up.
Well, absolutely.
You guys got to police your
And
own.
you know what? He fucked up.
Because
if he wasn't talking shit about me, I wouldn't be talking about him right now. We would be talking about whatever.
Well, because we've gone after a bunch of radio shows recently, and their excuse was, everyone steals, so it's okay. And we're finally saying, no, it's not okay. It's just not okay.
It's not. And that's
I heard Chuck Liddell ripping you off. What are you going to do?
I'm going to hide. Cover my body and curl up in the fetal position, hoping he gets tired of punching me.
Animal.
But if Gilbert Godfrey ripped you off, that would be no problem, right?
That would be a different story.
Clearly. Joe's a tough motherfucker, man.
Leary actually came out and called him out on it.
Yeah.
And Joe just cowered.
Yeah, why is
not
Joe
true.
all of a sudden determined that he's the arbiter of comedy and he's going to put everybody in check? What's up with Joe?
Because I don't know, man. It's insecurities. It's like, look, When I go on stage, okay, this weekend, for example, I'm going on stage with 11 other comics. Okay? We're doing 12,000 seats in L.A., 20,000 seats in San Jose, California.
Right.
All right? So we're doing this huge venue. I'm telling you right now that from a competitive standpoint, I want to be the funniest guy on that stage. Just like I want to kick everybody's ass.
It's just like everybody in radio that does morning radio. They want to be the funniest show, the most popular show. Sure.
But at the end of the night, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're right.
Because it's all about putting the effort for it.
I think the force is with you, Carlos. Don't listen to that Joe Rogan.
Wow, that guy's really funny. The guy at the end there was really funny. I like that line.
Did.
Well, probably got a big laugh in Arizona.
So, let's keep going with the clip, because at the end of it...
This is the last clip.
Yeah.
You want to hear the greatest story? Here's the greatest story.
Go.
Here's the greatest run-up story to that.
All right.
Joe was on stage 2 Fridays ago, and then I went on after him.
Oh, boy.
And he got off stage, and he was just, like, watching me, pacing, and I could see him, like, look in the back of the room, and then I'd get a huge laugh, and he'd walk out, then he'd come back and get a huge laugh, then he'd walk out. And then I got off stage and I left. And the next day, I got a phone call from some of the comedians, and they're like, dude, we don't know if we fixed it, but we made him admit it. And then,
listen to how full of shit that sounds. I mean, if you're someone who knows how to read people when they're lying and making things up, just replay just that. We made him admit it. Listen to this.
All right, hold on. I gotta do a little something here.
But we made him admit it.
What the fuck are you talking
You're a
about?
psychologist, too.
They made him admit it? They made him admit it. What?
Admit
Yeah,
what?
He'll play it again.
Oh, I will?
No, I mean, he'll say it again. He'll say what it is.
They're like, dude, we don't know if we fixed it, but we made him admit it. And then,
Made him admit what?
So here's what they did. He was talking smack about me, and they said, dude, you can say whatever you want about him, but you know what? He doesn't steal people's material. He's great. And you know what? He kills. And you have to admit that. You can say you hate him, you say you don't like him, but you have to admit that he kills. And he was like, I will not admit that. And they're like, you have to do it. You have to admit that he kills. And they're like, we talked to him for an hour, and at the end of an hour, he finally said, all right, I admit it.
All right.
He said, and they quote that he said, fine, he kills. I don't know how he does it. I can't explain it, but he kills. And then they all just walked away, and I was like, yes, I am the Punisher! And then I whacked off. Now, the comedy gods shine upon thee!
That's why it gets a standing ovation.
Now, here's the beautiful thing.
Did you hear the whole, Anthony?
Yeah, the whole edit in her.
Yeah, the whole.
Every morning show has to have a hole that absolutely nothing.
But here's the beautiful thing about it. What he's describing,
Yeah.
I actually have a cameraman that follows me around at the Comedy Store, because a bunch of my buddies come to the Comedy Store, and a lot of times we're hanging out in the parking lot, some really funny shit happens. And we videotape it, and I edit it, and I put it on the internet.
Yeah.
Well, my camera guy was there for this night, and he videotaped Carlos watching me, okay, from the back of the room, doing exactly what he claims I was doing, pacing around the room, watching me from a bunch of different angles, and then he also videotaped me afterwards going, dude, I just don't, he's talking about nothing. He's just saying nothing. He's a fucking idiot. Saying that for 1 minute. That's how I talked about him, for 1 minute. That's it. That was the whole thing. We got all of it on videotape. All of it. Including this audio, so we have his audio over the reality. And my camera guy edited it all together with a Mexican song, and it's beautiful.
And it's on JoeRogan.net?
Yeah, you can go watch it. Anybody can watch, along with a guy getting fucked to death by a horse. That's on my website, too.
Oh, we talked about that on the show.
That beautiful?
You gotta get your XM back, man.
I know. Well, I got it in my truck. I just got a new car. I haven't.
Is that video clip of that guy
getting drilled by the
getting
horse?
saw that today.
where the horse puts it in a little bit, and you're like, wow, that guy's taking a lot of cock, and then the horse goes, whoa, and just buries it, and you're like,
3 feet of horse guy.
I was stunned when he put it in like a foot.
Yeah.
It was like a foot of horse dick.
The guy's holding it back.
Yeah, the guy's like holding it back, like,
his
oh,
hand.
just want that much, just that much is cool. And I'm watching it going, oh my God, that guy's taking a foot of horse guy. And then the horse just gets so excited that he goes, and just drives balls 3.5 feet of horse pick in
Oh
this
my
guy.
God.
Yeah. And that's it. It's over.
What's the guy?
It's over. Guy just hemorrhaged.
Backing up.
That's it. It's a horse fuck snuff film.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's a horse fuck snuff film.
It is.
We weren't brave enough to throw that video up on our sites for some reason.
We're pussies.
Fuck it. I threw that right up there.
JoeRogan.net.
Rogan put
Because
it
a lot
right
of our
up
fans
there.
were looking for the video after
You
we
can get
talked
it.
about it. I got to go back slightly. I met Joe Rogan when we were off the air, and I got just from a personal experience, the guy fucking kills on stage.
Oh, yeah.
And all his shit. I've seen a lot of comedy, man. A lot of comedy, and his shit is so fucking original, it's not even funny. I was blown away. I had no idea that you did comedy, first of all, and I had no idea you were that good at it. And then I met him after he got off stage because, you know, he stood up for us after we got fucked royally by Infinity Broadcasting.
Yeah.
He wrote a whole thing on his website about us. He didn't even know us back then. So I just walked up just to thank him for that, and we kind of hit it off. At that point.
Very cool.
Yeah, but just fucking kill. Are you doing comedy in New York while you're here?
No, we're doing this new Fear Factor thing, Fear Factor Home Invasion, where we're showing up at people's houses, making them do Fear Factor shit in their front lawn.
Eat this!
Yeah, we were in Queens last night.
I didn't even sign up for this shit. Get out of my house, Joe Rogan.
Wait, they sign up for it in advance. They don't. Oh, they do.
Yeah, they
I
sign
just
up for
want
it.
Joe breaking into
that.
people's houses and making them do shit, or he'll kick their ass.
See, that's the angle. You just show up unexpected. Some old grandma from Queens.
Why are you touching me?
Some shit, man.
Stop it! Why? I won't eat the horses.
Take away her walker.
You could probably
Come on,
do that.
straight to the mailbox. Stop breaking your hip.
All of a sudden, you make her bungee jump from a helicopter.
Holding a welfare check in front of her. Come on.
At this point, they're just trying to come up with something fresh to keep it alive.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's just thinking about their mortgage.
Right on, man.
Let's keep that
You-
fucking thing moving.
There are a couple of things that I watch on there that are just amazing. Your fucking helicopter pilots. Are they all just these Vietnam weirdos? Because I've never seen helicopters flown in civilian life like
so
that in my
scary.
life. There should be rockets being shot at huts out of these fucking things. They're right off the water. They're right off the fucking water. They're turning at like 80 degrees. Rotors are just like skimming in the drink. They're just like stunt guys.
What's really scary is sometimes they have two.
Yeah.
And the blades are like,
Yeah.
like
Right next to each
how
other.
do you know?
Yeah, how do you know?
Amazing.
Who goes up and who goes down?
It's so
amazing.
scary.
I'd love to
But
see
they
that
do.
pitch meeting, though, in
They're
like
phenomenal.
the 6th season. All right, maggots, we did that. Horse's ass, did
I
that.
got the blood. The blood's
Octopus
great.
twat. No, we did that. You got like nothing left.
Yeah, are you guys running out of shit to eat or what?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I have zero to do with it. I just show up and go, what I gotta do?
What is this they're eating
Homeless-
today?
Usually I show up so fucking high that I can't even read the script. Usually I show up so high that I get confused at the word. I like look at the words and I go, wow, isn't it weird that like we all agree that an H is a huh sound? And I start freaking out. And then I have to like drink like 5 Red Bulls to fucking level myself off. But that's the only way I can do the show now. I have to be baked. If I'm not baked, I just can't deal with it. It's just a monotony. And I'm number one.
Are you baked on camera ever?
Always. Almost always. If you watch that show, I am high as giraffe pussy like 90% of the time. It's just not fun if I'm not high. If I'm high, it's great. It's a lot of fun. And if I'm not high, I just plow through, get the check.
Let's go to George. George in Tennessee. George, what's up?
Wow.
Hey.
Hey, man.
We're hanging with Joe Rogan today. What do you got?
Oh yeah. I'm only 18, but I mean, I've watched guys like Jerry Seinfeld and Bill Cosby, and it's like fucking crazy just to see Larry the Cable Guy go out there and sell millions of records or whatever in fucking 5 minutes, stealing everybody else's shit.
He does other people's shit? I've never heard that before. Have you ever heard that before about Larry the Cable Guy?
I'm an East Coast comic.
Oh, Jesus.
You guys
Okay.
are bringing up dudes like, you know,
You guys
have
ever heard of that?
George the vacuum guy, huh?
I've
heard this Beaner guy? I haven't heard of these fucking guys. I'm sorry.
To be fair, I mean, we had Larry the Cable Guy on. He killed for us, and I didn't recognize any of that
I
material,
saw
so.
Larry live in Montreal. That was the only time I saw him. It was like 6 or 7 years ago or something like that. And I saw original material, and I thought he was pretty funny, and he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, I don't
mean,
know those fucking
Southern guys?
I like
what did you...
He's gone. He's gone? Let's say hi to Steve in Philly. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, hey, I have a good question for Joe.
Okay.
What happened to that guy that bobbing for rings in the blood?
Oh, that crazy dude? Nothing.
Yeah.
No, he always wanted to come back and do the show again, but they never let him. But yeah, that guy was nuts, man.
What was the story about again?
We had this stunt where this guy was the last guy, okay, and this guy was really he was like one of those Tony Robbins dudes who was all positive thinking, and he was talking about, I have my goals, I write my goals down. And this guy was talking to himself in the side view mirror of a truck. I'll never forget this, because I remember sitting there watching this guy talk to himself in the side view mirror. You are a winner. You can do this. And I'm sitting there watching, and I go, whoa, this guy's not that stable. And then I started thinking about it, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, who's monitoring this? Who's making sure that these guys are okay? And so then we're doing the stunt, and this guy goes to do the stunt, and he panics. He gets his head in the blood, and he starts yelling, ah! He starts freaking out, and he's run out of time, and he's not doing the stunt. He starts hitting the fucking blood and screaming.
Yeah, and blood's going all over the place.
And I'm looking around, I'm going, okay, no one's here to protect me. This motherfucker comes out, and he's a big guy. He's like a big football player. He's like, 220 pounds, big yoked up dude, and I'm like, oh shit. What am I going to do if this guy just freaks out and comes after me? Because that's a very real possibility.
That's like doing the third show with Dangerfields. Just no fucking
prom shows. You ever do the prom shows?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, 5 shows in a night, 6 shows in a night?
Yeah.
You would probably know the...
You got a 410 spot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, those are the best.
You would probably know the Chuck Liddell story about something happened in a bar. Some guy punched him. Who was talking about that? We had him on the show the other day. God, was it one of the...
Oh, who the hell?
Yeah, I don't remember. But there was some story about Chuck being in a bar, and some guy just wanted to see if he could knock him out, ran up to him and punched him in the gut.
That's probably not true.
I wouldn't think that
I would have heard
either.
I would have heard it.
Yeah.
I definitely would have heard that. I mean, maybe not. Maybe Chuck just said, I fucking didn't really hurt.
What
And he never told anybody.
would run up to that guy?
You'd be amazed, man. I mean, didn't you hear the stories about, Mike Tyson used to always talk about how guys would come up to him and test him when he was the champ. There's crazy people out there,
Kind
man.
of
Can
nuts.
you imagine? What's wrong with you?
There's some crazy people out there, man. Never second guess. There's always people crazy enough to pull off everything.
Who do you think is out there that's could take Chuck down?
There's not too many guys. I mean, look, he's lost before, but he's avenged 2 of his losses.
Yeah.
And the only guy that he hasn't beaten that he lost to was Quentin Jackson. And that guy fights for the Japanese organization Pride. Only other contender, there's 2 other contenders, a guy named Shogun, who is out of Brazil, and a guy named Vanderlei Silva. Those are the other 2, maybe Ricardo Arona, but there's not a whole lot of guys that they're going to beat that guy.
I noticed Ultimate
phenomenal.
Fighting kind of changed a little bit. Like, at first it was, you would get a kickboxer against like a grappler, and their 2 styles against each other, and that's pretty much all they knew. Now everyone seems to kind of know a little bit of everything. And I guess you have to survive.
Yeah, I mean, some guys are so good at what they do that they can, like Chuck almost never goes to the ground. Because
he tries to avoid being taken down to the ground, right?
And he has a ground game. He does have he's very good on the ground.
That's what I'm saying. You have to have now a ground. You can't just be a stand-up boxer now or kickboxer.
Right.
Because, you get on the ground with a grappler, it was over. It was done. You were fucking cooked.
Yeah, not anymore.
Now a lot of these guys kind of know a little bit about everything.
Everyone knows at least submission defense. They at least know submission defense. And a lot of these guys, a lot of the really, really tough guys to beat are the wrestlers who just avoid being taken down, and they learn how to strike. They avoid being like Chuck Liddell. He's a great striker, but he's also a great wrestler. So instead of taking you to the ground, which he could do easily, he says, "No, bitch, I'm going to keep you up, and I'm going to fuck you up."
I noticed on the rematch he had with what the hell was his name?
Randy Couture?
Yeah.
Yeah, he kept him standing up.
He kept it, it looked like he could have fucked that guy's day up. He was laying on the ground. Chuck's over him. The guy was dazed, and he punches him in the face, and then Chuck would back off.
Oh, that's with Jeremy Horn.
Jeremy Horn, that's who it was. Jeremy Horn.
Yeah, because you know what he says. Look, if he the logic is if he goes to the ground, that's Jeremy's advantage. Jeremy can protect himself.
But it looked like to me, I don't know shit, but it looked to me like he could have fucking punched him 3 more times in the face.
Maybe.
Game over.
But Jeremy Horn is such a tough guy, and he's so crafty, and that guy has so much experience that he might be able to weather a storm and submit him. You never know. But if he stands up, Chuck's going to kill him. That's what Chuck.
I'm with Joe on that one.
You gotta fucking watch. It's on Spike now.
It's on Monday night. Monday night on Spike, and then Friday night on pay-per-view.
It's amazing.
Who was that guy who he kicked the dude in the side of the leg, and as he brought his leg back, it's completely compound, like both.
Oh, his leg was kickball bout. I saw that on the internet. I don't know who that was.
It looks like a boot.
Oh, it's insane. I saw
and he just goes down, and his leg bends, and he falls down.
Just pause for a moment. Look at Donald Trump's wife. Holy fucking shit.
He knocked her
How
up,
did
too.
that motherfucker pull that off?
He knocked her up.
Wow.
He's a billionaire.
Back to the show.
When you get names on buildings out there,
Insane.
Yeah, when you could drive by a building with your name on it. Say, look what I do.
A gold-plated skyscraper. Yeah, that's mine.
When you could go and make them look up and see your name.
Insane.
I can't do the Ultimate Fighting thing.
You don't like it? You don't watch it?
It just freaks
Hey
me
man,
out.
next Friday, if you guys want to go, it's at Mohegan Sun. I'll hook you guys up.
Is it Mohegan?
Mohegan Sun, I'll hook you guys
You
up.
got plans for Friday?
Cage side seats.
And would love. I can't handle that. A lot of people ask where my line is. My line is
cafeteria.
My line is Ultimate Fighting. When they get into those holes and just start pounding away, and the guy's defenseless.
The refs have gotten much better at jumping in.
Yeah.
When it's still brutal. Don't get me wrong. It's still just fucking brutal. But I remember when the guy was knocked the fuck out, and he would still be getting 5 more elbows to the nose.
That was the early.
Yeah, now
shows,
the refs jumping in there.
That's when I was watching, and I just couldn't sit through that.
It's different now. It's different now. Now it's actually much safer than boxing. If a guy gets hit, there's no standing 8 count. There's no chance to regroup. You go down, the guy can climb on top of you and pound you out. You know.
Yeah.
And you take less damage.
And the sport is exploding.
It's the most exciting sport in the world. I mean,
it really is great to watch.
There's nothing more exciting than guys fighting. I mean, you know that everything is at stake. You know, their health, their pride, everything. It's all at stake. They're fucking fighting. Look, if you play basketball and a guy slam dunks a ball on you, you can always say, I can kick that guy's ass.
Yeah.
If a guy kicks your ass, you can't say, well, I can fucking slam dunk a basketball. Nobody gives a shit. It's the end-all definitive moment of all sports. A guy kicked your ass. That guy beat you. Period.
There also seems to be a lot more respect for the sport by the guys. Respect for each other than in boxing. You know, it just became some kind of
plus in every other sports, I kicked your ass is just an expression.
Yeah, right. This is I kicked your ass.
Literally kicked your ass.
And just like, man, the ass kicking some of these guys take is just brutal.
And everyone watches a fight. We got to tell Joe about the cabbies outside the studio that day.
I love fights, man.
It doesn't matter if it's
fight on Sunset Strip the other day.
Street fight.
Yeah. Oh,
right.
I'll pull over anywhere and watch a street fight.
Stop. Of course. Well, that's what we all did. We're all hanging out this window, 5 stories up, looking at these 2 cabbies just duking it out on the sidewalk,
going at each other. And they were such pussies. One guy would jump. One guy would run up to the cab that was still in his car and taunt them, and just, you motherfucker, you drive like motherfucker, you. And then the other guy would start getting out of his car, and the little guy would run back to his cab. And the big guy would shut the door again and sit in his cab, and the little guy would run back out, motherfuck you and your mother, you fuck! And the big guy, so they finally square off, and I'm waiting, because I'm standing there going, this little guy is just going to get his fucking ass handed to him. And the big guy kind of pushed him around a little bit, and it went back and forth, and nothing came of it. I was so pissed. You want to get in there and throw one just to start it. It was still to prime the pump.
It was still fighting blue balls.
Yeah, you want to see some action.
Because the one guy was pulling the other guy out of his cab at the end of it.
Yeah. The little guy was.
I don't
real
like
scrappy,
watching a guy get beat up. Like if some guy comes after a guy and just kicks his ass.
So many of those videos online now where you can see some guy just get sucker punched.
I don't like that.
And getting kicked in the head while he's still down, like that shit. But a good street brawl,
come on, motherfucker,
with some fucking booze in them, and they're squaring off. That is some good shit.
It just appeals to your fucking DNA. It's just, it's right there. There it is, man.
That's how you knew that fucking Coliseum was packed on a nightly basis.
And it would be today as well.
It absolutely would be.
Fuck yeah.
Packed out.
Take
guys scalping out in front of that motherfucker to
yeah.
just watch people chop each other up with swords.
Sure. My fighting style is turn of the century. Put them on.
Yeah.
Oh, you're like the gentleman Jim Corbett? I'm going back old school, man.
That stance.
It confuses the hell out of them. All right, we got to take a break.
Marcus of Queensberry rules.
Yes. No, that's today. That's
today?
Yeah, the pre-Marcus of Queensberry.
We've been at this for an hour without a break, so I got to get another cup of coffee.
Opie's jab is the back of his wrist.
Right.
A knuckle to the nose. You stand like the Fighting Irish guy.
Yes, the Fighting Irish guy. Another name, dude. All right, let me set the scene. Joe Rogan sitting in with us today. Is there anything you want to accomplish?
I think I already got it out.
We should do something really fucked up
thing.
Yeah.
Anything you want, man.
We'll try to figure something out.
Okay.
We got a few more hours with Joe Rogan. He's on his third Red Bull. He's finished.
Zero sleep.
And the pot
lollipop.
Can you smoke the stick when you're done? That would be cool, right?
That would be the ultimate.
Light it up.
And you go to JoeRogan.net to see what he wrote about Carlos Mencia.
And to watch a guy get fucked to death by a horse.
Yes, he spent all night writing this damn thing. We can't get the video because everyone is slamming your website right now. So I guess people are listening to us today. That's very nice.
Beautiful.